I think it's very clear that the business owner and even some of the key team members aren't the best people to be creating the systems, because if you've got a CEO, the CEO probably doesn't have capacity. Like oftentimes your best team members don't have capacity to create systems. So trying to ask them to do it, it's kind of like pushing a rock up a hill. And we know the business owner isn't the best person for it. And some people don't even like documentation and systems and processes, and especially when you're first getting started. So you're going to need someone to really drive this initiative. So I would love to get a volunteer. I don't know if anybody would love to stick their hand up. I want to take you through the Team Revealer system, and everybody can go to this themselves at systemology.com/TRS. I'm just going to ask you about 5 or 6 questions, whoever my volunteer is. And if I don't have a volunteer, there we go. Nick, perfect. All right, Nick, if you want to unmute yourself, and there we go. I'll see if I can. Oh, there, Simon's going to unmute you, I think. Oh, he's disappeared. There we go. No, I'm going to ask to unmute you. You're going to have to unmute yourself, Nick. Is there a button that? There we go. Fantastic. So,
hello. There
we go. Thanks for being so active inside the Circle community as well. I appreciate that. You kind of set the standard for everybody. Maybe just to start, if you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, and a little bit about the size of your team and what you do.
Yeah, that's it. I work for an Australian fragrance company that retails. It's largely a wholesale business that retails candles, fragrances, and whatnot to Australia and New Zealand and the US. I represent the B2C or the D2C side of the business, which is about 15% of the revenue. Within that, I've inherited a very lean team where there's just been a lot of staff attrition and whatnot. And another 2 staff since I've started 8 weeks ago have also left, which has forced this to be a key priority for me, because I'm trying to learn the business, but also create systems because there aren't any. And currently I'm managing 3 people, but I've just hired 2 VAs to help sort of play the hot potato game where I've downloaded the system. I've recorded the system. I'm just tweaking and triaging the process, and I'm punting it over to the VA to help scale out what are some pretty repeatable and critical tasks.
Love it. You're going to be perfect for this. So I'm going to run you through this. Everybody else can also go through this themselves. You might even in the background open it up. I think it'd be great for everybody to share what they find at the end of this. But the question is, are you the best person to create the systems? Now I'm going to go ahead and get started. And this is for you, Nick. First one, in your role, how do you feel about systems, processes, and checklists? I don't need them. They would be helpful. I love them.
I love them.
Have you created any sort of system, process, or checklist in the last 90 days?
Yes.
If you had to put together a piece of furniture, would you follow the instructions or work it out as you go because you know what the end result is going to look like? Would you follow instructions or work it out?
Follow the instructions.
Which do you prefer more, the challenge of working out how to fix things or the satisfaction of completing tasks?
That's a really unfair question. The challenge of working out how to fix things.
Yep. And which of these roles do you identify with most? Leader, manager, or other? So a leader is oftentimes the business owner. The manager might be department heads or someone in that sort of senior position, or other might be other team, like another team member.
Another hard one, manager though.
Yep. And what does your typical day look like? I don't have enough time to get my work done, and I have time to get my work done and help others in my team. I have time to get my work done and take my breaks only, or I hardly have time to get any of my own work done.
I have time to get my work done, the first one.
And help others?
Yeah.
Perfect. What's most like you when you're faced with a complicated task? Just do it, break it into smaller steps, or ask for help?
It's a really unfair question. It'll be ask for help.
Yep. Perfect. So looks like manager traits with low capacity. So typically that means you're a good candidate to oversee the systemology process, but I'd still recommend finding a systems champion to kind of really drive it. Even though you might be thinking I'm the systems champion, it does sound like there's probably a few different tasks that you're managing. I know you have a little bit of extra capacity, but being in that management role as well, doing some of the documentation parts, either you become the systems champion and you have a documenter that sits behind you, a VA, or you find a systems champion for the team. It's kind of like there are a couple of your options just there.